Hello, everyone, and welcome to the weekly show. This will be the last of a three show road trip. So it's been an interesting week, in my opinion. Let's take a look at some of the stuff we'll be talking about. We're going to talk about some scores from last night and tonight. We're going to talk about some leaders. We're going to take a look at some updates to this channel, like our gaming segment tonight and stuff like that. We're going to talk about some goalies and then recent firing that happened in the NHL right now. So let's get started. I want to get the update out of the way so that we can get into some hockey. Some changes over the next 2 weeks. Next week, a weekly show cannot be guaranteed because of my school's having a lock-in till 10 p.m. So I don't know if I'll have time to make a video or even a weekly show that night. And we won't have gaming running next week either. So we're gonna have this week's and next week's together. So tonight will be, of course, Gaming Ronnie. We're going to play Slitherio and Flappy Bird. So, we're going to start our new series that comes right after the weekly show, Conversation with Ronnie. Do you want some of it? Oh, well, then why do you want to sit over here then? Alright, my mom wants to come sit over here. So yeah, next week will be a busy week because we have life team committees, and life team stands for Living Instruments of Faith, something like that. It's like Living Instruments of Faith something, I think. But I'm part of the lock-in / Advent committee. Now the Advent committee was the Advent committee is where we deliver Christmas gifts to families for all the people we need, and it will take up some of our video days. So the filming days next week will be Monday, Thursday, and well, we can't do Saturday, so Monday and Thursday will be our schedule next week. Excuse me. We're having a whole bunch of things going on. So Wednesday's videos will be released, we'll make on Thursday to release on Friday. Because the only time I'll have for YouTube is uploading videos. I'm going to be at school all day tomorrow, so yeah. So, let's get to some NHL news. Ron Hextall got fired as the general manager of the Philadelphia Flyers. Dad, yeah, do you have anything to say about Ron Hextall getting fired? Here's my dad about Ron Hextall getting fired.
Yes, I do have something to say about Ron. It's a sad day in America when they fire Ron Hextall, one of the greatest goalies of all time.
Even though he did get 699 penalty minutes for his career, so yeah. He had 600 and... Dad has something else to say.
They didn't call him a hack for nothing.
And that's what my dad thinks about Ron Hextall getting fired. And he has more.
No.
Oh, okay. So, I mean, Ron Hextall got 699 penalty minutes in his career, the most in Flyers history, and Patrick Waugh got half of his penalty minutes. So, yeah, that's pretty sad. But I'm actually okay with this move. I think he should be the goaltending coach instead of the actual general manager. So some other news, goalies, I forgot to put plus more on it on our weekly show topics we'll be talking about. So some stats about goalies. Scott Darling, the only really NHL news I've heard this week is Scott Darling getting put on waivers by the Carolina Hurricanes. Now he's 29 years old. He's toward the prime of his career, in my opinion. But who knows? It could be a great move for Carolina. Who knows? We'll see. I think giving up Jeff Skinner was an absolute terrible move, as well as Cam Ward getting moved too. Hold on 1 second. I'm going to go get my drink. You can listen to the crowd and some music if we pick up any of it. Okay, I'm back now. So, excuse me. So, Darling getting put on waivers is basically the only NHL news I've heard this week. I mean, I'm sure there's other ones, but that's the main headline I heard. So, yeah, that will be it for NHL news. Let's get on to upcoming videos over the next couple of weeks. So we're going to talk about Channel and Life update, Ronnie's NFL show update, and then we have a weekly show cannot be guaranteed on Friday. I put that down because I didn't know that the lock-in would be on that day. So, yeah. So we might actually move the weekly show next week to Tuesday, just to let you guys know on that because, you know, excuse me. I forgot to do this at the beginning of the video. I apologize for that. I forgot to do that. So yeah, those are upcoming videos in the next couple of weeks, unless some NHL news breaks out, like a trade or something like that. Then we'll come back and we'll mention it. So yeah. Let's take a look at some NHL scores from last night. The Edmonton Oilers beat the Los Angeles Kings 3-2. LA was leading that game 2-1 when I first checked out the score. No, wait, it might have been 2-1. Edmonton was I don't know. I can't remember. It was one of those two. All I know is that the score was 2-1. Then in Minnesota, Columbus, I literally did not watch a single second of hockey last night. I was watching Thursday Night Football. We have the Columbus Blue Jackets beating the Minnesota Wild 4-2. Now, this is a very rare event, ladies and gentlemen. The Arizona Coyotes beat the Nashville Predators 3-0 in Nashville. I mean, I don't know what happened to Pekka Rinne last night, to be totally honest with you. Then we have the Boston beat the Islanders 2-1 in a shootout last night. The Tampa Bay Lightning beat the Buffalo Sabres 5-4. Not really a shocker to anyone. I'm sure. So, we Winnipeg beat Chicago 6-5. Then the Golden Knights beat the Canucks 4-3. Then Ottawa beat the Rangers 3-0. That's a pretty rare event in my opinion. Let's take a look at tonight's games. Going on right now, we have Buffalo at Florida, Anaheim at Carolina, and the Devils at the Capitals. Games that will be on tonight are the Kings at the Flames, and then the Blues at the Avalanche. Some leaders around the NHL. Let's take a look at some players. Well, like forwards, anything but goalies, okay? Or coaches too. Here's the top three in the NHL with points. Mikko Rantanen with 42, Nathan MacKinnon with 41, and Mitch Marner with 36. Goals, Patrick Laine with 21, David Pastrnak and Jeff Skinner are tied for second at 19. Assists, Mikko Rantanen with 32, Mitch Marner with 30, and Blake Wheeler with 28. Plus minus, Gabriel Landeskog plus 18. Ryan McDonough plus 17. And TJ Brody plus 16. Some goaltender stats. Goals against average. First is Pekka Rinne with 1.85 goals against average. Yaroslav Halak has a 2.06 goals against average, and Curtis McElhinney 2.12. So those are the top three in goals against average so far as of now. Save percentage, Yaroslav Halak 0.936, and all these stats are, all these stats are according to when I wrote them, which was about an hour or so ago. So, Yaroslav Halak, 0.936 save percentage. Pekka Rinne, 0.935 goals against average. And Frederik Andersen with a 0.932 goals against average. Wins, Marc-Andre Fleury and Frederik Andersen are tied up at first with 14. And Carter Hutton with 12. The top three in shutouts, Marc-Andre Fleury with 5, Keith Kincaid with 3. That one actually surprised me a lot. I'm surprised that it surprised me. And Pekka Rinne with 2 shutouts. So that will do it for the weekly show here tonight. A weekly show cannot be guaranteed. Well, it will. Not that I've changed it to Tuesday, because Wednesday we're doing like I've mentioned this in the beginning of the video. So like Wednesday, my locking committee or my life team committee that we do at school will be going gift shopping for families, and then Friday, of course, is my school lock-in, which goes from the end of school to 10 p.m. at night. So the only time I'm really gonna have for YouTube is uploading. So yeah, I do apologize in advance for that, but oh well. That will do it for us here. We'll see you guys all next time. Bye.